It's been a while since I shot a video, but it's also been a while since there's been new products that excite me. And there are some new products coming out that kind of excite me, like the new Chanel collection, which is not here, and that I ordered the day it came out. But more to come on that. What we're here today to talk about is the new Nude Hours Palette by YSL. Now, this is an eyeshadow palette. They also, at the holidays, did Golden Oasis, which was a face palette. But this is an eyeshadow palette, and it has not released in the United States yet, but it is coming. It should be here, I think, in March. And so once it's here, I'll, of course, let you know. But I got mine from Tabia. If you follow on Instagram Chic Profile, she's really great about European releases, getting them over to you here. So this is the new 9-pan eyeshadow palette, and they are quite large pans, much larger than the ones found in the quads, but similar formula. So we're going to take a look at that today. And we're also going to look at the new, yet to be released in the United States, but coming, All Hours Glow Foundation from YSL. And then I have new lip products today, not from YSL, although I love YSL lip, but from Fenty Beauty, their new Rose Amber collection, which Rose Amber is one of my favorite shades from Fenty. So they've expanded that collection. So if that sounds good to you, and you can do with the dryer going in the background and the clothes folding on the bed, if you can ignore those, then and you want some updates on Chanel and life updates and Olympic updates, then I would encourage you to share me with your friends who might like this kind of content. It lets me know that you're watching, and then like, follow, subscribe, and shop my links, which are now available because I've hit a certain threshold of viewers. Thank you so much. Directly in YouTube, so that makes it even easier for you. Costs you nothing, helps me out. Okay, let's go. So I've already done my brow, and I did it with my Make Beauty brow gel, which I really like. It's tinted, quick, easy. So now I'm going to put on my eye primer, and I'm just going to use my trusty Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, which is my favorite kind of workhorse eyeshadow primer. So yeah, I thought I was going to have a really busy weekend because I would be filming my Chanel video for the new denim collection, which I did not get everything, but I got a good amount of the pieces. And my essay, or one of my essays from New Jersey, is it New Jersey? Yeah, contacted me and said, we have it in, what do you want? Filled out the order. She sent the invoice, and it had my old address before I moved on it. And so I said, hey, this has my old address on it. Will you fix it? And she said, oh, we'll fix it after we pay out the invoice. So I paid the invoice, expensive as Chanel is. And then I get the receipt, and it has the old address on it, and I say, hey, this still has the old address on it, make sure that it goes to this address. So I give it. A little bit later I get the FedEx receipt showing that it's going to my old address. So I contact them, and they say, okay, we're going to call the package back, and we'll switch the address. They call the package back from FedEx because they had just picked it up, and they send it again to the old address. This makes me angry. This is like Dior level, okay? Old Pat McGrath level. So I call FedEx, and I try to have it redirected. They say Chanel has to do that. So I tell Chanel, and they're like, no, what we're going to do is we're going to have it recalled back to us, and then we will send it to the new address. At the time when they did that, it was at the distribution center that is an hour from where I currently live. And I still don't have it. And I'm pissed. because that is sloppy. And so I told my SA, I was like, you need to tell your boss that y'all need to figure out a way to make this right. Because here's the thing. They did not have everything I wanted from the collection at the store. And so I ordered some of it online. And it's already come in. It came in on Thursday. The items that I ordered online, which were, you know, like the eyeliner and the mascara. That pisses me off. If I am going online and I can get it from chanelbeauty.com or I can get it from nordstrom.com faster than I can get it from the store, that really pisses me off. And so, yeah, I'm not really happy right now. And I've never, ever had a problem with Chanel. They've always been really great. But in this case, it's been problematic. Okay, enough ranting about that. It will come this week, hopefully, and I will put up a Chanel video, and it will be late. And by the time that you see it, if you decide you want the products, they'll probably be sold out. I have my YSL Touche Eclat primer, which is one of my favorite primers. And so I'm just going to put it on because I'm going to do my base today with as much YSL as possible. Now this is a really smoothing primer, really elegant. I find that it just makes makeup go on smooth. I don't find it particularly that hydrating, and I don't find it particularly pore filling. What it is just a beautiful primer, and I really like it. It kind of is the best of all. It's got some pore filling, some hydration, but it's just kind of a mix. But it makes the most beautiful platform for your foundation to go on top of. And the foundation I have today is the All Hours Glow Foundation. Now, YSL has had their All Hours foundation in matte for a number of years. It's hard on me. I find that it shows every little drop of dryness. If I mix it with a mixing medium or like the Victoria Beckham Illuminator or the One Size Base Thinner, it works much better. But I was excited when I saw that YSL was coming out with their Glow version. And I've tried it once or twice, and I've had mixed results, but I thought today I'll try it again. It should be coming to the States soon, but it's currently at Selfridges if you want to try it. So I have mine in the shade LC3. So let me put some on the back of my hand. And it's a relatively thick consistency, not crazy by any means. And so let me grab some on my brush and just place it. So the Olympics are ending today, and I will say, as somebody who watches the figure skating, but I also watch some of the other sports as well, but of course figure skating is my obsession. They are long. That's 3 weeks now with the team event that they have of figure skating. And thank God for American Alyssa Liu, because she saved this Olympics. Nothing was going to plan. We barely won the team competition. I mean, barely. And when you saw the results from the individual competitions, now in hindsight, you're like, how did we do that? Then we had Ilya Malinen's meltdown in the men's event, where he was supposed to win by 40 points and he didn't even get on the podium. Hopefully this will set him up for a better next couple of years now that he's experienced this. Pairs was fine. We're never a factor in pairs. But the lovely Japanese pair won, which was great. And in dance, the United States pair that should have won came in second. And if you look at the scores, it looks really fishy. But at the last minute, Alyssa Liu, if you're not familiar, when she was younger, 13 and 14, she won the United States Championship. She was a little jumping bean, not much artistry at the time, but but you know, young and fearless. She competed in 2022 in Beijing. She got 6th. She later went to the World Championships, got 3rd, and retired. She was burnt out. It was very evident online that her dad was behind that burnout. I've got my Touche Eclat concealer. I've got mine in the shade... Ooh. It doesn't say. A 2.5. Ah! It does say. I prefer this to the matte concealer that YSL has in the All Hours. I used to like this when they had this in a full coverage, but they discontinued that a while ago. This one's more of a brightening pen, but it does have some coverage. So anyway, she retired, and then 2 years later, she decided she wanted to come back on her own terms, i.e. get her dad out of the picture. And within a couple of months, won the World Championship. And then she was not the favorite to win this Olympics, despite what the American television, NBC, wanted you to believe. But she did, and did she ever? I mean, she did the performance of a lifetime. And it's just, you know, she really saved what could have been a pretty disastrous Olympics for USA figure skating. Okay, that does have some brightening. So once we get the base on here, then we're going to take a look and a deep dive into this palette. Now the thing with this 9-pan palette, much like the one that came out at the holidays that was blushes and highlighters, there's probably repeat shades in here. YSL doesn't name their shades, so I can't tell you for sure if there are repeat shades in here, but it's a brown palette, so chances are they are repeated, or if not, extremely close. But what I will say is it's really nice to have them all in the same package, and it's also nice to have a variety with 9 different shades. So what I'm going to do today is swatch this for you, and then we'll do 2 looks. We'll try to use as many colors as possible. I'm just going to, for those of you following along, I'm just going to start at the top here. This is number 1. This is number 9, because they don't allow, or they don't name their shades. A little information about this: I think it's going to retail for $99, which is actually a really good value because you get more product. 24 months, made in Italy, couture eye palette, 9 shades of brown shadows, and net weight 0.62 ounces, and it should be coming any day now to the United States, and like I said, made in Italy. So let me go ahead and swatch this for you. These are the first 3, and it looks like the first one is a metallic. It's a very light inner corner color, and then we have it's on the bottom, so you can't really see it. It's more of a inner corner color that's just a very light champagne. Then we have kind of a medium brown and a red brown. Now the next shades 4 through 6 are really, I think, the stars of this palette. So there's a metallic, and then there's 2 like really glittery, toppery kind of shades. So let me show you. The metallic is very smooth. It's on the bottom here. And then you've got these 2 more like translucent, glittery type shades. Really pretty. And then on the bottom, we have kind of the cool tone row, which has all mattes, but really great mattes, but very cool tone. And let me put those over here just to show you. So you can see this is more the warm toned section here, plus the inner eye color. This is the cool tone, and then you've got your glittery toppers in the center. So it's made really easy to use. And of course you can mix and match. What we'll do today probably is a more cool tone look and then a more warm tone look. So let me grab my little Neutrogena wipe, not the ones that were recalled, and get this off my hands because it will go everywhere. If you haven't tried the YSL formula, I'm sure you have, and they also in their quints, and they also have 4 new quints coming for the spring, plus the one they released for Valentine's Day. So I have those. I'll be shooting those soon. But it's just a really beautiful, easy to use, really elegant formula. So let's begin, shall we, on EyeShadow 02. And let's do this one over here as the warmer look and this one over here as the cooler look. So what I'm going to do is start with shade number 2, which is this kind of warm caramely brown. And I'm just going to place this in the crease. And using this Shadow style brush works really well because it gives you that kind of watercolor effect because it has those uneven hairs in it. But you know, Refer brushes are all beautiful. But that's a great transition color. Like, it's just warm. Could even be a one and done. Let me pull you in a little closer so you can see it. No, you were doing so well. Bring you down a little. Okay, so you can see there, it's just a really nice, warm, kind of caramely brown. This palette will sell well for YSL because you can get, you know, a lot of looks out of it. And people like these brown kind of palettes. God knows Natasha Denona does. For the first time, I don't think I'm going to get those little quads she's come out with. They all look like repeats, even if they are not. And I am tired of the brown from her. But on YSL, for some reason, this is very nice. So now I'm going to go into this darkening shade up here, which is a red brown. And just place that on the outer corner. These are a really smooth formula. These even feel a little creamier than the quints. I don't know why that is, because it feels like it's similar, but for whatever reason, it just does feel a little bit more creamy. But look how that really warmed that up. Let me go ahead with just a little drop down here of it on the bottom. Okay, so next, let's go in with this metallic, number 4. And it's just a really smooth, beautiful metallic. And place that on the lid. I mean, this is a foolproof palette. Really easy. And what I'll do is grab a little bit of this kind of coppery topper one, and I'm just going to get it, I'm not going to swirl it, I'm just going to get a little bit of it on my finger and just kind of tap it. And what that does is it kind of gives the look kind of that scattered particle look, where if you swirl it, it's going to be more opaque. This is more transparent. Okay, so for the inner eye color, obviously there's really one choice in here that you can use for that. I guess you could use this one, or if you're darker, you could maybe use this one. But I'm just going to grab this champagne color on EyeShadow 6. Oh, someone's blowing up my phone. That's probably Factor saying my meals are here. It better be. They're late today. And I'm going to just carry this up a little bit. And I'll actually put a little bit under the brow as well. I mean, it's an easy peasy look. There's not a whole lot you could screw up with this kind of thing. Take a little bit on my finger just to lighten it up a little bit. But you can see, we'll go in with liner and lashes in a minute, but it's really easy, and that's a really nice warm look. Okay, now for a cooler look on the other side, and I certainly could go lighter if I wanted. I mean, I can take this right here and do the same kind of tapping motion and just place some of that in the center here, and it creates a little bit of lightness there. So that's certainly a way that you can lighten that look if you wanted. But here we're going to go in with number 7 here, which is this beautiful cool tone, mid-tone brown. And place this along the crease. I really like this kind of color. It's taupey. It's almost got a little bit of clay, like a gray in it. Okay, and I'm gonna just put some of that under as well. So yeah, the Olympics are ending. I'm kind of sad about that. I always really like when they're on, particularly winter, because I like figure skating. I like gymnastics too. But I really love figure skating when judged correctly, which is rare. Okay, I'm going to go in with this chocolate brown here, number 8. There's a little kickback, so you want to make sure to dust your brush off, just to deepen up this corner out here. Both this and the black shade would also be great as liners. I'm going to do just a gentle like wash of that over the lid, but see how I've really concentrated it more on the outside. And I'll show you why in a minute. But let me just work out those edges just a little bit. Oh, just stab myself in the eye. Always nice. And what I can do here is on the same brush, just grab a tiny bit of the black, just to deepen it up even more. And obviously, like in the Over Noir palette, it has a black, so I know at least one shade is repeated. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these are repeats, but it's just so convenient. Okay. So why I put that base down of just that light wash of brown is I'm going to use one of the topper shades. So let's go in with this middle one, which I actually think is really pretty. It's unique. Not particularly cool tone, but it is unique. And so I'm going to place that on the bulk of the lid. It's unique because it has some multicolored sparkles in it. It's really pretty. It's got that kind of wet look to it. And I am packing it on. If I wanted, I could have used like a Pat McGrath or a glitter glue and really made this opaque, because this is a topper. But I think if you top it with a little wash of the brown under it, it looks really cool. Okay, inner eye color, again, I'm going to use number 1. And that means that we will have used all the colors in this palette. So you're really looking at an inner eye color, 2 warm tones, 2 cool tones, a black, a metallic, and a couple of toppers. And I'm going to take a little bit of that on my pinky and just bring that up. This is something I really like to do, especially with darker looks, so that it's not so incredibly dark. I can also take a little bit under the brow. So something much warmer, something like much cooler. Now what we'll do is go back in with a little bit of the Touche Eclat, just whatever was left on the pen, just to clean up any edges. Which, when you're using brown shades like this, they can get away from you rather quickly. So this is a good trick. What do you think? I think that looks really nice. I don't have any YSL liners. Well, I do have YSL liners, but they're not in browns or brown shades. So what I'm going to do is just get my trusty Victoria Beckham bundle here. I love this. And let's see, what can we do? I think on the warmer look, obviously we need to use, where is it? Cinnamon. Such a popular shade for Victoria Beckham Beauty. But the bronze, the brown, a lot of them would work really well with this. But that cinnamon does look really nice with it. On this cooler tone side, what do we want to do? The terracotta, I think, is too warm. That would also have looked really nice with this. Let's just do the cocoa. I think that would be the best. So let me grab the cocoa. Actually, also the, what's it called? The quartz one would not look bad either. But I'm just gonna grab the smoky quartz. But I'm just gonna grab the cocoa one. Love the Victoria Beckham liners. So good. I mean, look how easy that is. And I can actually do a little of that on the top. Just for some drama. Okay, that wing maybe was a little too intense. So maybe I did a little too much drama, but whatever. Being a good night look, I guess. I don't think this side over here needs that. But that one just added a little something. Like I said, I think that wing got away from me just a little bit. But the concealer brought it in. Okay, so two very, beautiful neutral looks. Just one's very cool and one is warmer. Obviously, the real fun in the palette would be mixing the two. But I just wanted to show you some of the things you can do with it. Okay. I'll bring you out. I'm going to go ahead and put my YSL bronzer on, and then we'll do the face and do some of the face palette. I'm going to go ahead and use the Golden Oasis face palette because these will complement each other so well. And then we'll look at the Fenty lip, but I'm going to go ahead and put the bronzer on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I warmed up the face just a little bit with the All Hours bronzer. I have mine in the shade 2, which works well for me. It's not one of my favorite bronzers, but it works perfectly fine. What would look really nice with this look would be like some of their brown or nudie kind of blushes, like the new Honeymoon would look really great with this. For a toasty summery look. But I thought the best thing to do here would be to grab the Couture face palette, since we have the Couture eye palette. And so this came out around the holidays. I think it might still be available, but it had 3 highlighters and 3 blushes. So it's a nice palette. I think what we'll do today is probably use Nude Lavalier, which is the kind of nude shade that they're so well known for, and a mix of these two. Obviously this down here on darker complexions would look beautiful. Also can be an eyeshadow. But I think what we'll do is grab Nude Lavalier, which all of these shades are available as singles. And this is kind of their nude color. It's probably, no, I think it'll be okay. So let's put that on. Yeah, that's fine. It may be a little bit pinky for this look, but we'll tone it down. Of the ones that are in here, it is probably the best match for this. I mean, maybe that peachy one up at the top. You know what I'll do? I'll put a little of that on the apples of the cheeks. But I probably would use like a toastier color from their singles. But that works. Let's go ahead and try just a little bit of this peachy warm color up here. Yeah, that is warmer. That actually doesn't look bad. That's a really popular color for them. I think it's, I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of the originals, and I think it works really well. I will say, I'm already seeing some pores, which was the main reason why I wasn't a huge fan of this foundation when I first got it from Selfridges in December. It's fine. I just think there's some really beautiful glowy foundations out there that are better. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little of the highlight. I guess we'll do this top highlighter, which these are all available as singles as well. And I'll just place some of that. Same brush, because I'm kind of going to use it as a blush topper as well. The other ones in here, I think that other one is a little too pink. You know what would be interesting? Okay, I'm going to grab the same brush. This could look ridiculous. I'm just going to grab a little of this brown one here, just to see if I can cool that down a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit, but what it has done, of course, obviously, is it's now highlighted my pores even more. So, you know. But anyway, I think this is a good eyeshadow palette, and I like it. If you like the 9 pans, I think you'll really like this. If you have all, not the 9 pans, the 4 pans. If you have them all, you probably already have these colors, but this is so convenient. And if you're somebody who's looking to get into YSL, I think that that's a great palette because it gives you a variety of the different browns and nudes. And they have what? Over Door, Over Brune, Storadolls. They have so many brown quads. They have a new one coming this summer, which is really beautiful. I've tried it. So this is a nice way to introduce yourself. Okay, so finally for lips today, Fenty Beauty has expanded. They came out, I think it was last year, with this rose amber shade in their liquid sparkly glosses. And they have decided to come out with one of their, I love these, what are these called? They're gloss bomb sticks. They have sparkly and non-sparkly. This is non-sparkly. It's the only one they have in rose amber right now, but of course you could pair the two and get the same effect if you wanted sparkly. And then they also came out with a liner in rose amber. The ones that are closest to rose amber in the line that's currently existing are probably hot chocolate and spice cold or spiced cold. So let me show you those. in case you're trying to see if there's a big difference. So I'm going to put Rose Amber here, and it really is what it says. It's a brown color with a tiny bit of pink in it. So this is Rose Amber. And then if you have these others, this is Spiced Cold, which is more warm. And then Hot Chocolate, which is more cool. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually it's not. The Rose Amber is more neutral. The Hot Chocolate, as you can see, is it actually has quite a bit of red in it. So this one is actually really kind of more neutral. But that's, if you have these, it's kind of like maybe the love child of these two. So if you have those, at least that can kind of show you where it falls in the series. There's lots of other colors too, but those were really the ones that I felt were closest. Let me grab a little wipe there, because those are kind of sticky. And I don't want to get that everywhere. So now that the Olympics are over with the closing ceremony tonight, which I probably won't watch because it makes me sad, the next Olympics will be in LA, which is cool. They're actually doing a couple of the events here in Oklahoma City. I don't know if I'll go to those, but it's it's cool. The next winter ones are in the French Alps. And now we'll go back to my other love, which is award season. Tonight is the British Academy Awards, and then there is the Screen Actors Guild, and then at the end, or the middle of March, it's a little delayed this year because of the Olympics, we will have the Academy Awards. And I have done pretty well seeing the movies. I saw Hamnet. I've seen One Battle After Another a few times. Sinners twice. Marty Supreme. Sentimental Value. So they're good movies. Check them out if you haven't. So let's go ahead and with the Rose Amber liner, line my lips. These are a little bit like the Merit liners. They're more like a lipstick in a pencil form. They're more malleable. If you want something that's a little bit more precise, then you'd probably want to check out like Westman Atelier or Victoria Beckham. These are more creamy. Yeah, I really could just fill in with that. Because they are so malleable. Okay. Ooh, you know what I realized we forgot? Let me just throw a little bit of the brown YSL Lash Clash on. Gosh, I didn't even curl them today. That'll show you. I'm tired. And another week is starting. My mom finally got out of the hospital, so she's now been put into a rehab center, but it really is a nursing home that has some rehab suites. I don't think that she's going to be able to do assisted living. And God, she is fighting it. But okay, let's go back and let's apply the Rose Amber Gloss Bomb Stick. It's a really pretty color. It's almost like a wilting rose. So that's the Rose Amber pencil and the Gloss Bomb Stick. And this is not one of the sparkly gloss bombs. This is just one of the wet looking ones, but I think it looks really nice. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab this sparkly gloss. This is the Gloss Bomb Oil. I think they also had this in just a gloss bomb, or maybe like one of the fire cooling ones or something in rose amber. But I'll just show you, if you were looking for sparkly, what you could do. And that adds that sparkly kind of iridescent to it. Certainly don't have to. It looked nice before, but that does add that kind of iridescent sheen to it, which is nice. Okay, everyone, I'm going to give winning endorsements to the products today and say that I really enjoyed them. If you would like to purchase them, I will put the links in here, and then I will let you know when they come out in the United States if you don't want to purchase them from overseas. And so again, you know, if you like this kind of content, share it with people that you think might like it. Go ahead, like, subscribe, follow along, and shop my links. It really helps. It's Unsolicited Eyevice on Instagram and YouTube. I really appreciated you joining today, and if you've already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back. God, we have talked about a lot today. In what, 40 minutes? Okay. Bye, everybody.